Hello, my lovely Aquariuses. How are you? How are you, really? So, I actually already did a reading for you guys, but my perfectionism kicked in, okay, and I didn't like how the video came out, so I'm redoing it, okay. The messages from that reading was about basically making sure that you're actually wanting your partner, okay, and you're in love with them and not just tolerating them, okay. So yeah, we're gonna go into this reading for you guys, okay. Because something I've noticed is that whenever we say we want a relationship or marriage, we're not saying we want that person. Okay, so oftentimes when we get in these relationships or get into that marriage, that's when we realize, like, oh, so you're who I'm in a relationship with, or you're who I'm married to. And we try to mold people into what we're imagining them to be, you know. And it's very difficult for us to be with somebody who, we don't really accept. And it's really hard for them to be with us knowing that we don't accept them. Okay, so yeah, long story short, we just have to make sure that, we're with people for the right reason, okay, because we like the connection, we like them, not so much as that we're expecting a certain outcome, okay, because a person could be for you, but because y'all aren't in a relationship or marriage, you might just discard them. So, what do we have for Aquarius in this reading, okay? That's why I'm making it my business now on my own to make sure that I don't want a relationship, to make sure I don't want a marriage, so I can actually form genuine bonds with people, okay? And if it just so happens to turn into a relationship, cool. Or if it just so happens to lead to marriage, cool, okay? But we got to get ourselves to the point where we don't want anything, okay? It just happens, okay? It just happens. Okay, so that's the goal for a relationship or marriage to just happen. Not for it to be planned, not for it to be expected, for it to just happen. Okay? So, yeah, okay. What do we have for Aquarius? Okay. Also, I took a little break because I like spending time to myself like a lot. Okay, and yeah, I'm working on that. Okay, I gotta be consistent with these readings. I know, but I have this natural habit to where if I'm overwhelmed, or if I'm stressed out, or if things are not going well, I kind of just disappear into my own little magical world. Okay, and yeah, then I pop back out like nothing happened. Okay, so it's very confusing for the people around me, and I'm working on it, okay? So, we have here the Hermit in reverse. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. We have the Sun card in reverse. The Justice in reverse. The Seven of Wands in reverse. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so Aquarius, long story short, it really looks like you may have been in a situation that really didn't turn out in your favor, and you feel that it was unjust. You don't feel like it was fair. And it's almost just, with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, you could have been in a situation or partnership or relationship or marriage where it just was not equal. It wasn't balanced. It wasn't equal give and takes. You may have found yourself putting in more effort than this person or caring more, things of that nature, okay? And it looks like it left you pretty scarred, but you're like not trying to, sorry y'all, but it's like you're trying not to like sit in that energy, okay? It's kind of like, yeah, that happened, so what, I'm gonna just move on, it is what it is, okay? And how do we heal properly, if we just, avoid actually facing how we feel about the situation. And I'm guilty of it myself, okay? So, I'm going to see what else we have, alright? But that's the energy that I'm getting right now, okay? There's something that just didn't play out how you wanted to. It led to very big disappointment, okay? And with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it just seems like, there was an imbalance, okay? It was not equal, okay? If this relationship and marriage is one person putting in more effort than the other one, okay? And for a relationship or marriage to work, two people have to both want each other. They have to also put in enough effort, okay? They have to both want it, okay? One person is holding up their end and being affectionate and kind and loving, and the other person is just soaking it all in, you know. Relationships and marriages, they can't sustain like that, okay? Alright, so what else do we have for my lovely Aquariuses? Okay? And I understand why you don't want to sit in this energy, okay? Nobody likes to really sit for too long after like a disappointment, you know? It's just kind of like you get up, you carry on, it is what it is, but is it really just what it is, okay? Because with the sun in reverse, Aquarius, this was something that you really had your high hopes on, okay? This was something that, or somebody that, you know, you really thought the world of, okay? And it just turned out not to be as much as you expected, or this person ended up like not putting in as much as you were expecting them to, okay? But it's like, are you really okay? Are you really moving on? Are you really okay? Like, are you really okay? You know? Alright, so we have the Page of Swords, the Temperance in reverse, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so with this Temperance in reverse, okay, it's almost as if like, it's like you're trying to carry on, especially with this Page of Wands. You're trying to carry on, you're trying to move forward, okay? And with this Page of Swords, it's like, okay, you're learning new things, okay? This could represent like a new person, okay? And for some of you, you could be actually, it's like you're more so going about this disappointment in a more of like a, what's the word? More like a philosophical way, okay? To where it's just like, okay, I learned my lesson, okay? Next person I get with, make sure it's equal give and take, okay? But with this Temperance in reverse, it's like you know that you're not okay. It's like you know that although I learned something from this, although it made me stronger, although I'm wiser, stronger, smarter, okay, am I ready for this new beginning? Like, have I actually healed? Like, yes, I learned something very valuable, but are we healing, Aquarius? Okay? Are we actually sitting to ourselves to reflect on not so much as the lessons, but the pain that it caused, the anger that it caused, okay? Because a lot of people, they're just like, oh, if it's not a win, it's just a lesson learned, and things of that nature. And I used to think like that myself, like, oh, it didn't work out, okay, I know what to look out for the next go around, but there's more to it than that, Aquarius, you know, and I'm learning that myself, you know. And with us being air signs, we're very intellectual, so that's kind of to be expected, you know, for us to just look at it from a rational point of view, like, okay, that didn't work out, so just move on, like, you know. But it's more to it, Aquarius, than just moving on, okay? We have to, which is very uncomfortable, especially for us air signs, but actually sitting in how you feel, okay? And it's really annoying to us because us air signs, which is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, we're known to be like on the go, okay? From one idea to the next. For when we're not evolved, it's normally one person to the next, okay? Or if one job doesn't work out, okay? Job to job, okay? Or if we don't like where we're living, okay? House to house, okay? If we don't like the state that we're in, okay? Move state to state, okay? Us air signs, we're about movement, okay? But Aquarius, when something like this happens to where basically this is the sun in reverse, okay? So this was something that you had high hopes for. This was something or somebody that you really, betted your last on pretty much, okay? And it just turned out not to be that, okay? And it's easy to think to ourselves, especially as air signs, like, oh, it just didn't work out, okay? Just move on, okay? But with this Temperance in reverse, Aquarius, this is letting me know that although you're moving forward, although you've learned something very valuable, although you're stronger, although you're wiser, okay, there's this side of you that is still like basically crying out or calling out like, hey, it's like you may still have like this side of you that's just like, we're not really okay, because like one thing about us Aquarius, although we're air signs, we still have heart, okay? We still have emotions. We still have emotional needs and emotional wants, okay? So when something like this does not work out, our natural instinct as air signs is to think like, okay, it just didn't work out. That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, like it's okay. And sometimes we actually mean that, okay? We're very quick to move on, okay? But with this card, it's like your higher self is asking you, like, but is it really though? Okay? You've moved on. You've learned a lot, okay? And you are equipped for this new chapter, okay? So maybe if you notice a lot of red flags from your person in the past, you know what to look out for in the future, okay? Yes, you are prepared for this new future, Aquarius, okay? Yes, you are. You're fully equipped. You've learned everything you need to learn, okay? But what about this card right here? Does this situation still bother you? Yes, you've moved on, okay? Yes, you're probably in a different headspace, but emotionally, how do you feel about this situation? Okay, if you take out the rationality of it and the logical standpoint, which is, oh, it just didn't work out, let's just move forward. If you get rid of that and think of it emotionally, okay, how do you view this situation? Okay, if you get rid of the intellectual part, which is the hardest part for us to do as air signs, okay, because we have to remember that it's not just a mind thing. Like, life is not just about, the intellectual part. It's also very, emotionally driven, especially in regards to romance, okay, or, relationships and marriages, and for us to just think to ourselves that, it's almost as if like we think like mind over heart, okay? It's like our heart, this is this Temperance in reverse, like this is our heart letting us know, like, bro, something tragic just happened to you. You just lost somebody that you thought you was gonna marry. Like, you're not okay, okay? But it's like our mind is like, I mean, it didn't work out, so they just must not have been for me. It just wasn't supposed to happen. So I'm just, but, we have to remember that we're still human, okay? And at the bottom of my deck, okay, which I'm not surprised, we have the Nine of Swords, okay? So it's almost as if, like, okay, in the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, okay, and we also have the Page of Cups, okay? So this was something that we genuinely wanted to come alive, but it just didn't, okay? It just didn't, okay? And the emotional part of us is this right here, okay? The emotional part of us is this right here. This didn't work out. This didn't come alive like we wanted it to, okay? But it's like the best way that we knew how to cope with this situation was to let our mind lead us forward, because we know if we were to bask in how we truly felt, this would have us absolutely torn, okay? So that may be why the Hermit in reverse card, okay? So where we're not really trying to sit to ourselves to think about this in this Four of Swords, okay? Not really sitting down to play catch up with our heart, because we know our heart is absolutely devastated. Our heart, just the stab wounds, they're there, okay? And it's like to keep ourselves from falling down this hole here, you know, it's like we have the mentality that we have to stay mentally strong. Okay? It's really good to be mentally strong, Aquarius, you know, and that's something that the air signs, that's something that we're very known for. Okay? But when it comes to traumatic situations like this, okay, especially when it involves our emotions, it's almost just like our brains kick in a high gear to basically save us in a way. Okay, so like let's say for instance, okay, we got our heart broken, so it's like brain kicks in. It's like, well, you didn't deserve that anyway, or this person didn't deserve you anyway. So it's like our brains and how we talk to ourselves, it's like we try to keep ourselves afloat, you know. But it's like in a way, it is very beneficial, okay? Because with this Page of Wands, you know, you see how happy she is, okay? Because it's like what we're telling ourselves, which is that, I mean, it just didn't work out, okay? Moving forward, okay? But, you know, truth of the matter is, Aquarius, with this Temperance in reverse, once again, this is the heart shouting out that I just got stabbed, I just got stumbled all over, I just got thrown in the trash, I am not okay. Okay? And it's like we know that, especially with this Page of Swords, it's like we know what's going on. We know how this situation makes us feel, but it's like we also know that with us being intellectual, that we can basically talk ourselves out of how we feel, if that makes sense. It's like we're so heavily ruled by intellect that if our mind is telling us we're okay, that's truly what we believe. Okay? But are we really? Okay? It's it's like kind of screaming out being in denial a little bit at me, okay? Because we have this Nine of Swords. This is what we would be facing if we weren't telling ourselves that we're okay. You know? This is the real deal right here. This is what's really going on, okay? Because of this disappointment, because of this breakup, because of this divorce. But the way that we're talking to ourselves, which is actually really good, Aquarius, okay? With the affirmations, probably learning more about spirituality, letting go of grudges, okay? That's good, okay? Very good. But are we healing from this? Are we dealing with our emotions from this situation? Okay? It's like right now we're basically processing it in black and white and going based off of facts, which is that no, it didn't work out, so it probably wasn't meant to be. Okay? That is true. Okay? But what also is true is that this situation hurt us. Okay? And that's okay to say, Aquarius. That's okay to say. You know why? It's because we're human. Okay? Because we're not just intellectual beings. We also have hearts. We also have an emotional side to us that we really don't know just yet how to operate in, okay? Most air signs that I come across, you know, we're just very intellectual, okay? That's our element, that's our nature. But we have to remember that we have feelings. We have an emotional side that needs to be cared for, you know? But if we're constantly telling ourselves that it's okay, you know, that didn't work out, okay, so just move forward. It is what it is, okay? If we're constantly telling ourselves that, it's like it helps us, but it hurts us all at once. Okay? One, it helps us because it softens the blow. Because we give ourselves this good explanation as to why it didn't work out and how there's so many more fish in the sea, or there's so many jobs out there, there's so many other business opportunities out there, okay? Which that is the truth. But it hurts us also because we're not allowing ourselves to actually face that situation head on for how it actually made us feel. Okay? It's like we're not giving ourselves to actually feel this before we just move forward. You know? Like, oh, this job didn't work out. Okay, I'll just move forward. You don't process at all how this made you feel at all. Okay? So, I'm going to see what else we have here. It's starting to get a little dark because the clouds are rolling in, but I'm sure y'all can still see me pretty good. Okay? But I feel you, Aquarius, okay? I'm an air sign myself. Anytime somebody hurt my feelings or anytime something go wrong with me, I do the same thing, okay? The affirmations, tell myself it's okay, tell myself it's plenty more fish in the sea. I do the same thing. I'm an air sign, okay? But what about how our heart feels, okay? Our mind is basically talking us out of the pain, okay? And it's almost as if we're in this state of oblivion to how we really feel, okay? It's like our method of healing is very helpful, and it's also very hurtful in the same manner. It's like the same way it strengthens us, it weakens us, all at the same thing, okay? All at the same time, okay? So it's like we have to not only nurture our minds, okay, and lead by our minds, but we have to also let our hearts know, like, hey, I see you, I recognize you, and, okay? Because we have a brain and we have a heart. But us air signs, we tend to just go by our brains, okay? Instead of, you know, actually embracing what our heart is telling us, which is Temperance in reverse, is that, hey, bro, we are not okay. But that just goes to show how powerful our brain is, because if we're telling ourselves that it's okay, all is well, we'll just move forward. Look how happy she is, okay? But in this energy also, like, how can you bounce back from this and instantly go into this energy? Okay? That's how powerful our brains are, Aquarius. We're talking a really good talk to ourselves, which is really good, but for us to talk to ourselves so good that we're able to talk ourselves out of this, which is really good that we're able to, but if we're not actually facing how we feel and just talking ourselves out of that emotionality, like, how can we actually heal from this? How can we actually deal with the scars from this, so when we do move on, we don't carry this baggage with us, you know? So I'm going to pull some more cards here, okay? But it's like a state of oblivion to where we really think we are okay out here. Like, seriously, like, actually believing that we're okay. Oh, that relationship didn't marriage, it didn't work out. I mean, it is what it is, okay? It wasn't supposed to work out. If it was supposed to work out, it would have, right? Okay, it's just very nonchalant, Aquarius. Very nonchalant about this heartbreak, okay? Very nonchalant, okay? And for some of my Aquariuses, maybe in the daytime or around other people, you put on this energy and you're putting up the face of, yeah, all is well, we're moving forward. Like, we're not staring this person and we're not worried about their job loss. But at nighttime, okay, you see the pillow? Like, at nighttime, that's when it hits you, okay? Alright, so what else do we have? Because with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's like some type of offer that you wanted, it just didn't come alive, okay? Or for some of you, you may have lost a source of income or lost a job, okay? Or missed out on some type of business deal, okay? Because Pentacles actually speaks of money, okay? But, you know, just nonchalant, okay? In denial, not facing the true reality of how we actually feel about this, just looking at it from a very superficial level, you know. Okay, so the other cards that came out was the Chariot, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Seven of Swords in reverse, okay? So, Aquarius, if this is a relationship or marriage that we're talking about, my daughter let that drawer out, okay? But Aquarius, it's almost as if if this is a relationship or marriage, okay, and it went sour, this person may have actually rushed things very quickly, okay, or maybe you rushed things really quickly to where you weren't able to actually see their hidden motives, or either you saw it but you may have wanted it so bad that you just completely ignored your intuition, okay? Or they rushed in so fast to where you just didn't give yourself time to actually, okay? So the Seven of Swords is like wanting to avoid deceit, wanting something truthful, wanting something honest, okay? But Aquarius, you may have known that this wasn't going to work, okay? That's what I'm seeing right here. Because with that Hermit in reverse, okay, and with this High Priestess in reverse, and what was that other card? Okay, and we also have this Page of Cups right here. Okay, so Aquarius, for some of you, it's almost as if this relationship or marriage, you may have wanted this person so desperately that you just pretty much ignored every bit of red flag, every bit of temper tantrums, every bit of abusive mood swings. Like, you just may have ignored everything because you may have been idealizing this person, okay? And we're all very guilty of that, okay? And with this Chariot card, things may have moved so freaking fast that, like, you just, it's like you got your socks knocked off, Aquarius, okay? Like, literally, he ain't got no socks on, or no shoes, or a shirt, okay? So, I mean, things could have moved pretty quick sexually. I mean, it is what it is. We're grown, alright? But Aquarius, what I'm saying here is maybe you rushed into things with somebody, or they moved it really fast, and it's like you wanted something serious. You were idealizing having something serious with this person, but they may have just said out of nowhere that, like, I'm just not ready, okay? Or maybe they called it off, okay, and left you in this energy, but you was just like, I mean, it is what it is. There's plenty more fish in the sea. If this person was meant for me, it would have happened. So I'm just happy-go-lucky. I'm moving forward to whatever and whoever is meant for me, okay? But Aquarius. So my thing, Aquarius, okay, you really wanted this person, okay? It didn't work out, okay? Sorry for that. But my question is, did you really want this person? Or did you want the version of them that you were idealizing? Okay? Because, don't shoot the messenger, just listen. With this High Priestess in reverse, it's letting me know you weren't listening to your intuition. Okay? And with this Chariot card, it's letting me know that things are moving pretty fast. Okay? So, okay? With the Sun in reverse, this was something that would have made you happy. This was something that, basically like a wish fulfillment, like a dream come true. Okay? So, Aquarius, my question to you is, were you just idealizing this person, okay? And each time they showed you who they really were, did you kind of like ignore it a little bit, okay? Because we all are really guilty of doing it, especially me, okay? I've had my plenty of times of doing it, okay? To where we get with somebody, especially if it moves too fast, okay? If it moves too fast, we don't really get to know them for who they really are. All we know is the potential of them that we want to be with. All we see is the outcome. Like, yeah, we're going to get kids, we're going to get married, okay? We're going to move in together. And then one person just, okay? Maybe somebody told you that they just weren't ready for anything serious. Maybe they told you they weren't ready for a marriage, okay? And it left you like this, okay? But you somehow convinced yourself that it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll just move forward. I know what to look out for next time, okay? Which, that's pretty good on the intellectual part, Aquarius, okay? But on the emotional standpoint, you really wanted something from this person, which I don't know if you really wanted them or what you were imagining, but either way it goes, it looks like a dream got crushed here, Aquarius, okay? And, okay, this is like the big elephant in the room that you really don't want to discuss, okay? This is the elephant in the room that you just don't really want anything to do with, okay? Because in your mind, where did card go? In your mind, it's like, I learned my lesson. It is what it is. I know what to look out for next time. I'm going to make sure this don't happen anymore. I'm fine, okay? I just move forward. Move smarter, right? Move wiser. Yes, Aquarius. Yes, you are absolutely right, okay? But before you move on wiser, before you move on stronger, okay, what about the in-between? Okay, what are you going to do about this? Okay, what we're going to do about this? Okay, are we just going to act like it ain't there? Are we just going to daydream? Are we just going to imagine ourselves being somewhere else? Okay, Aquarius, I get it. Okay, I'm an air sign. It's like we try to make the best out of whatever we go through. It's like we try to make sense out of it. We try to put it in the black and white, put it in a certain category so our brains can process it to where we can find our closure and move forward. But it's just like Aquarius. How do you intellectually deal with this? Okay? How do you intellectually deal with pain? How do you intellectually deal with sadness, sorrow, grief? How do you intellectually process that? Okay? Because something I've learned, Aquarius, is that our brains are only designed for thoughts, ideas, imagining things, and stuff like that. Our hearts are meant to process emotions. Our brain is not supposed to process emotions, and I'm just now actually learning it by making this video, okay? Our brains have no business trying to process trauma. Our brains has no business trying to process pain. That's what our heart is for, okay? But if we just shut our heart down completely and intellectualize everything like, oh, it didn't happen, so it just wasn't supposed to. Okay, it just wasn't supposed to happen. If it was part of God's plan, it would have happened. But because God didn't want it to happen, it just didn't, okay? But, Aquarius, if you get rid of the intellectual part, how do you really feel about this, okay? And for a second, we can get rid of intellect. If we can get rid of brain power, just for a split second, what would you say about this disappointment? What would you say about this heartbreak? How do you feel? Okay? So I'm going to see what else we have here, Aquarius, okay? But, yeah, our hearts are designed to determine how we feel, not our brain, okay? And I'm learning that myself right now just by making y'all's video, okay? So don't feel ashamed, okay? We all got some learning to do, okay? But most air signs, we just don't process pain like everybody else, okay? When other people, when they feel pain, it's just like, ouch, that really hurt. But when we see a situation that should be causing us pain, we just look at it like, I mean, it is what it is. It didn't work out, so I guess it just wasn't supposed to, you know? We try to make sense of our pain in an intellectual way. And it helps us to get by, okay? But, you know, does it help us to actually heal, okay? And the answer is no, okay? No. It doesn't help us to heal. It just helps us to make sense out of the situation, but it doesn't actually help us to make peace with the situation. Okay, so I'm gonna see what else we have here, Aquarius. Okay, what else do we have for our lovely Aquariuses? Okay, for our painting, we'll probably go from painting to drawing to singing. Okay, very, very quick to move. Okay, even if that's not moving on to another person, we might be moving on to another project, moving to another state. Okay, it's just movement. We're about movement. Okay, but we can't shape pain like this. Like, how do you move from this? Okay, that's real pain. Okay, so how do we shape that? How do we, okay, how do we make sense of that? How do we, okay, we just have a habit of just, making sense out of things, but it's like, do we actually make peace with things before we move forward with our lives? Okay, because there is a big difference, making sense out of it. Okay, that probably brings us the peace that we're looking for, but do we actually make peace with the situation? Do we make peace with how it made us feel? Okay, how can we make peace with it? Okay, so how is this person viewing you, Aquarius? How is this person viewing Aquarius? Okay. How's this person viewing Aquarius? Y'all, if that Eight of Swords come out, okay? Eight of Swords is about speed, okay? The Chariot card is like something moves really fast. Maybe it moved faster than one person was ready for, okay? And they were just like, hey, this is too much, too soon, okay? So, to a cross-watcher who's watching on behalf of an Aquarius, okay, if they move things a little bit too fast for you and you kind of backed out, I understand, okay? And I'm sure that you didn't mean to hurt Aquarius, okay? But it's good that you did say something, okay? Yeah, it's really good that you did say something. Instead of, leading Aquarius on to think that you're ready, but you're really not, okay? And Aquarius, this person told you, like, hey, I'm just not ready, like, what would you much rather? And I've actually had it done to me, okay? What would you much rather? A person to tell you, oh shit, what would you most rather? A person to tell you that they're not ready and they'll cut it off, okay? Or for them to pretend like they're ready and pretend like they actually want this how you want this, and to pretend that they're going to be there, okay? Just for them on down the line to not be, okay? So it's like Aquarius, in a way, Aquarius, although this hurt you, it actually saved you, okay? And with this Ace of Wands, okay, this is actually about communication, okay? So they may have already, they told you, okay? And that's actually a really good thing, okay? Because they could have lied and was like, yeah, I'm ready. I want this if you want it, okay? And that just would have went horrible, Aquarius. Honestly, with this Page of Wands, it may be clicking into you now. Like, okay, I see why this person did this, okay? Because y'all are air signs. Once again, we're very intellectual and understanding. So you may actually appreciate the fact that this person was like, hey, I'm just not ready, okay? But, you can't help but to know that it made you feel like this, but it's like you're trying to tell yourself that this happened for a good reason. There goes the ladybug, okay? I don't know why I just called it out. But it's like you're trying to tell yourself that it's okay, because it could have gone worse. This person could have, pretended, and it's like you're telling yourself that. And I see that that's what you learned from this. You're learning that it's good that this person did say something, okay? So it's like you've made peace with the situation, you understand this person's point of view, and it's like you're trying not to feel like this, okay? Because you understand them. You understand why they backed out. You understand why they said they're not ready. things of that nature. But you can't help but to feel like this, okay? Their point of view, it makes sense. Why they backed away, it makes sense. You get it. You fully understand. But this is still the big elephant in the room, okay? And it's almost as in a way you're kind of upset with yourself that you feel like this, because you're just like, this had to happen, or you know, it could have gone worse. And it's like you're thinking to yourself, like, I shouldn't be upset because it could have gone worse, and at least they were honest with me. So it's like in conflict with yourself, basically, you know. And it's like you're trying to hold it together, you're trying to move forward, you're trying to, you know, be understanding, make sense of everything, but you still feel a little upset, but you're trying to like push that away because this person had a good reason to bag out, you know, and you're thinking to yourself like, okay, at least they told me something, you know, but it's just like, it still kind of bothers you a little bit. Actually, it broke your heart a little bit, okay? And if you wanted to be told that it's okay to be upset, Aquarius, although they had a good reason, or although you understand their point of view, if you wanted to be told that it's okay to still be upset, I'll be the person to tell you that, okay? It's good that you understand their point of view. It's good that they were honest with you, okay? It's very good. But you're still a little hurt about that, okay? And I'll be the one to tell you, that's okay, Aquarius. Okay? That's okay. Okay? Because you really wanted this to work out and it just didn't. Okay? That doesn't mean it will not. No. It looks like this person just may not have been ready. Okay? Or with this Pentacles, with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? They may not have been able to put in as much time or effort as you. Okay? Maybe they were working a lot. Okay? But either way it goes, you felt like this connection was unfair anyway. Okay? So, it's like, that's probably something that you're telling yourself, like, I was doing most of the work anyway, so I'm kind of glad that it's over, but, you know, it would just keep coming back to this card, Aquarius. It's like everything you're telling yourself, yes, it does make sense. Yes, it is right. Yes, you are telling the truth. Yes, you are speaking facts. But, okay, this card right here, okay, it's okay to still be upset about this. Okay? It's okay to still feel a little butthurt. It's okay to still feel a little, okay? It's okay. It's okay. Okay? It's okay. Because we all been there, done that, okay? And if we haven't, I'm sure, okay? So, don't feel bad about it. Yes, this person had a good reason to back out. Okay? They just weren't ready, okay? Maybe they weren't financially ready, okay? I get it. Okay? From your standpoint, yes, it makes sense. What you're telling yourself, yes, it's the truth, and it does make sense. It's very logical, okay? But how do you feel about this situation? Not what do you think about it. How do you feel about this situation? What emotions does this situation provoke out of you? When this person told you, I don't want anything serious right now, or I'm not ready for marriage, how did it make you feel, Aquarius, okay? Because with this right here, it actually broke your heart, but because they had such a good reason, and because you're so understanding, okay, it's like you were able to put yourself in that person's shoes and sympathize with them, okay, cool, but are you sympathizing with yourself, Aquarius, okay? You understand how they feel, but do you understand how you feel? Okay? You're respecting their wishes, you're respecting, okay? You're respecting them, but are you respecting yourself? Okay? So, I'm going to pull a likely outcome card, okay? This is not a prediction, okay? I'm not trying to tell anybody their future, okay? I do this for fun because I like stuff like this, okay? So what's the likely outcome of this situation, okay? What's the likely outcome of the situation? Oh, and you know what? Y'all's other reading was basically about one person wanting to put something to the end and the other person didn't. Okay, Aquarius, so maybe you were the one who, oh wow, you were the one on that end. Okay? Yep, that's what y'all's reading was before this one. Okay, one person just didn't want it as much as the other person, and they wanted to put it to an end, but they didn't want to hurt the other person. Okay, Aquarius, so that may have been why this relationship or marriage went on too long. And then out of nowhere, they were just like, look, I'm just not ready. Okay, and with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this person didn't want to juggle between you and another person. Okay, so they knew they had to, okay, either fall back on both people or just choose one person, which hopefully they didn't leave for another person. But if they did, it's okay. 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 But yes, that's what y'all's reading was about yesterday. The one that I recorded and didn't upload. Okay. One person was staying with the other person, and the other person, you know, they didn't want to hurt the other person's feelings, so they stayed. Okay. So if you were wondering why this person stayed so long, Aquarius, why they let things carry on so long like that, they didn't want to hurt you, okay? Readings like this is so uncomfortable, okay? Honestly, that's why I didn't post the other video, because it's so uncomfortable for me to be the messenger of that story, okay? Very uncomfortable, okay? So, it repeats again in this video, so there is no dodging the truth, okay? Sadly. But, yeah, Aquarius, it's okay, okay? But it's okay to feel how you feel. It's okay to be hurt by this, okay? It's okay to take your time, okay? And with this High Priestess card in reverse, Aquarius, it's almost as if you knew that something was off. You knew that the vibes was a little weird, okay? You knew that, okay? So we can sit up here all day and bash this person, okay? But did you or did you not know that something was off, Aquarius, okay? Because what this page is for is it's like you're telling yourself from this point forward that any nudge I get from Spirit, I'm listening to myself now. You learned something very valuable from here, okay? And this may have moved so fast, the passion may have been just so intense that you may have ignored red flags from this person. Okay, because you wanted a particular ending with this person. This person was your dream person, okay? And with this card right here, Aquarius, you may have been daydreaming a little bit, okay? Or fantasizing, idealizing the perfect outcome, okay? To where you weren't able to actually see this person for who they truly were, okay? Because I don't know if y'all can see this card or not, but okay, and one of them, she's herself. At the bottom, she's herself, but at the top, it's just completely distorted, okay? So you may have just been seeing what you wanted to see, Aquarius, instead of who this person actually was, which was somebody who, okay, just wasn't ready for anything serious, okay? Non-committal, okay? Things of that nature, okay? So you can use this lesson, you can use this situation as a lesson to always listen to your intuition, okay? Trust what this person is telling you. Trust what they're showing you, okay? And most importantly, to know that it's okay to feel how you feel, Aquarius, okay? And to make sure you're not blaming yourself, okay? Make sure you're not blaming yourself. Okay? But it's okay for you to feel how you feel. Okay? You're a little sad about this. Okay, I get it. And that's okay. It's okay to allow yourself to feel that. Okay? Because although it makes sense, although you understand why this person backed out, okay, although you get it, okay, although it makes sense to you, you know, it's okay for it to still hurt, okay? Like, yes, I understand your point of view. Yes, I understand why you're backing away, but the decision that you're making right now is hurting me, okay? And that's okay to say, Aquarius, okay? That's okay to say. So, yeah, once again, the uncomfortable story for y'all, it repeats again, okay? So I guess that's just confirmation to anybody who's wondering just how accurate these tarot readings are, okay? So, yeah, this kind of got awkward for me again, but it's okay, 'cause that's my job, okay? To talk about very unpleasant situations, realistic situations, in a way that people can actually accept it, okay? To use a gentle voice to deliver the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, to help people to make sense of their situations, okay? And, yeah. This is the reason I didn't upload y'all's video yesterday, okay? That got really awkward, really uncomfortable for me, okay? So I caught myself trying to do a different reading for you guys, and it proves to be the exact same thing, okay? So Aquarius, I just want to say I apologize for the abrupt ending, okay? So this looks like it's very abrupt, okay? And this was somebody that you genuinely, oh, Aquarius, this was somebody that you genuinely wanted to come together with, okay? I get it, okay? Been there, done that, okay? And it does hurt, okay? Because you understand this person's point of view, you want to give them space, you want to respect their wishes, okay? But it's just like, well, what about my wish, you know? Okay? So it's like you have a selfless love for this person, okay? You understand them, you respect them, you know, you're giving them the space that they need, you're allowing them to make the decision that they need to make, you know. But, you know, it's like in the process you're trying to brush aside how you feel, you know. Okay? But I just want to let you know, Aquarius, that it's okay that this still hurts you, okay? They may have had a valid reason for walking away, okay? Maybe they walked away because they didn't want to hurt you, okay? But it still hurts you anyway. That's okay to say, Aquarius, okay? But I would just say from this point moving forward, Aquarius, to make sure that whoever you're dealing with, make sure you are seeing them for who they are, okay, and not who you want them to be, okay? Make sure you want them and not the relationship or marriage, okay? Because a lot of times we confuse the two. We think we actually want somebody, but really we just want the relationship or marriage. When we get the relationship or marriage, that's when the masks come off, okay? Or that's when our blindfolds come off, okay? And that's when we actually see the person for who they really are, which turns out to be somebody who, okay? So, yeah, see them for who they really are. Listen to your intuition, okay? And the Chariot cards, make sure, whoever you deal with next, Aquarius, make sure that y'all are pacing things, okay? Which is really hard to, and I'm like the worst person to tell y'all that, because what is patience in a relationship or marriage when it comes to me, okay? So, that's something really hard to do, okay, to pace things, okay? But when you pace things, it allows you to actually see this person for who they are, okay? But with this Page of Swords, Aquarius, you already know everything that I'm telling you, okay? Actually, it looks like you already knew this when you dealt with this person. That may have been what you weren't really going by, okay? So this situation honestly could have been avoided, Aquarius, if you were to listen to yourself. But it's like maybe you needed this situation to kind of reassure you that your intuition is on point, okay? And sometimes we need stuff like this, okay? Sometimes tragic things like this happen after we tell ourselves something, but it has to play out anyway, just so we can get that confirmation that, hey, I was right about this person, or hey, how I was feeling, it was on point, okay? So sometimes things like this has to happen so it can stick in our brains and be embedded in our heart to always listen to ourselves, okay? So, yeah, Aquarius, that's pretty much all that I have for y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, okay? I pray that this reading gave you guys clarity, closure, and most definitely comfort, okay? Because with this card right here, where did it go? With this card right here, I don't need y'all feeling alone with this, okay? And we got to make sure we're actually confronting it, okay? And actually dealing with it. And with this Five of Cups here, you may feel like you missed a really good opportunity here, okay? But here's the thing, Aquarius, which you already know. If this was supposed to happen, if this was supposed to work out, trust me, it would have, okay? So you didn't miss out on anything, okay? And who knows, this person, they may not be ready right now, but who's to say they won't be ready in the future, okay? So this is not a total call off, okay? This is not a total disappointment, because one, you learned something from here, which most importantly is to trust your intuition, okay? And you know, if there is somebody out there for you outside of this person who is meant for you, you're actually making space for that new person who is meant for you, okay? So this happened for you, Aquarius, okay? Not to you, okay? So yeah, I'll let y'all go. I forgot that I was supposed to be doing a likely outcome. So what's the likely outcome? I keep getting sidetracked, y'all. Yeah, I don't got my lipstick on, but it's okay. We're gonna do a natural face, okay? I did do my eyebrows though, and put my little wings on the side of my eyes. You feel me? All right, what's the likely outcome of this situation? Okay. All right, well, I guess, ooh. Okay, the Eight of Cups in reverse, okay? So, Aquarius, if you are wanting to move forward from this situation and actually walk away, you're going to have to actually sit and deal with this Nine of Swords energy, okay? Because if you don't, if you continue to tell yourself that you're okay, your energy is going to still be there. You're going to walk away, but your energy is going to still be stuck to this person, okay? So if you were to move on to another person, they're going to sense that your heart is somewhere else, okay? And nobody really wants to deal with somebody who they know their mind is on somebody else, okay? Not really cool, okay? So, I would say, Aquarius, to really make sure you're healing from this situation, okay? Especially if you're planning on moving to somebody else, okay? Because we even got the Six of Swords in reverse and the Judgment in reverse, okay? So, really make sure you're healing from this situation, Aquarius, okay? Because it's going to be bad business trying to move on to another person and you still carrying this baggage around with you, okay? That's not nice. It's not cool, okay? Not pretty. Alright, so Aquarius, yeah, I'll let you guys go. Thanks so much for tuning in. Comment at the bottom how this resonates with you if you're interested, okay? And, yeah, I'll let you guys go. Until next time, toodles!